Hello everyone. In today's video, I decided to talk a little bit about Stoicism, and especially Stoicism related to relationships. This is because I was thinking this very morning about how helpful it is that I am mostly able to keep my emotions under control and go through different situations in my relationship without getting emotionally distraught. Now, obviously, I am not perfect and no one is perfect, and there are times when I do sort of slip and I never really get mad. And there's a couple of reasons for that. But I do show my emotions sometimes as these, like, you can read on my face that I'm frustrated, let's just put it that way. I don't really say things that are too bad, but I let those frustrating emotions sometimes take a little bit of control over me. But mostly I think I do a decent job with remaining stoic when I have not maybe even arguments with my girlfriend, but emotionally loaded situations where both people are under stress. And when two people are under stress, it's really easy to lash out at each other and all that. And luckily enough, my girlfriend also is not the type who would say terrible things or lash out really intensely. But there are, obviously, since she is also not perfect, situations where her frustration takes the better of her. And in those situations, it's been really beneficial for me to be able to remain calm and stoic and then bring that to not escalate the situation, to not escalate those negative emotions, but rather bring us back to the positive. And that is really the best thing about being able to remain stoic in a relationship during conflict or stressful situations, that you actually have this ability to bring both of you back into a more positive vibe and continue your lives happily, continue your day happily, and not escalate it into an actual fight or argument or something that you would be mad at your partner for a day or 2 days or something like that. It never gets to that if you remain stoic. And if you I think this sort of branches out into being able to swallow your pride, because oftentimes if there's a situation that might escalate into a conflict with another person, you don't want to admit that you're wrong, and you get these emotions that sort of grow and grow and grow until they explode. And in those situations, it's been really important to be able to catch those emotions arising within myself. So I noticed that now I'm getting these negative emotions arising, and I feel like it would be easier for me to just bitch about it and moan about it and complain about it and like be mad at my girlfriend about it. But because I noticed those, and because I remember that, hey, this is the type of man I want to be. I want to be a stoic, calm man who is better than his emotions as often as I can, since, like I said, I'm not perfect, so sometimes those slip-ups happen. But I think it's been really good for me to take on an identity and have that goal that this is the type of man I want to be. That role has really helped me a lot in keeping keeping myself under control and remaining stoic. And one more thing I want to address in this same video, because I think this stoicism thing, being a stoic man in a relationship, this also kind of branches out into the nice guy syndrome. And if you don't know what nice guy syndrome is, then you can Google it. And it's something that I do believe a lot of modern men have become nice guys and are suffering from the nice guy syndrome. I have suffered from that syndrome my whole life, and I'm getting better and better, but I still sometimes notice that I have some of those symptoms in some areas of my life. But the stoicism that I'm practicing also kind of addresses the issue of the nice guy syndrome. So I realized this recently, that when I was in my first relationship and I was very young and I was having really bad nice guy syndrome symptoms, if my girlfriend was mad at me, as she was actually mad at everything and everyone, I thought she's mad at me. I thought it's my fault. I thought I can fix that problem, that I can fix her emotion and feeling, because I always thought it's because of me. I always thought it's about how it's my fault, how I'm causing it, how I'm bad, how I am the root of the problem, and how it's about love, how it's about how she doesn't love me, and how I'm not lovable, and I need to fix the situation and address the situation by offering solutions and trying somehow to make her love me, because I thought the problem is that she doesn't love me. Now, what I have learned afterwards from reading more and experiencing more, and also by practicing stoicism consciously, I would say, I have realized that oftentimes people are not actually mad at you. Maybe even most of the time. Like, the only time when someone would be directly mad at you is when you literally do something directly to them. So if you scratch somebody's car, the paint of somebody's car, then they're going to be literally mad at you because you damaged something that belongs to them. But in a relationship especially, and in many other situations, at workplaces or in friend groups or whatever, if somebody lashes out at you, it's not because you are at fault. It's because they are going through negative emotions. And there's like 1,000 things that could cause that negative emotion. And you have no idea what the underlying root cause is. So in other words, you have no idea how to even fix it, even if you wanted to fix it. Like, you can't fix the problem, you can't address the problem because you can't know what it really is, because that person might not know themselves what the problem is. They might just have a really bad day and they lash out at you because of that. So I just sort of realized that through practicing stoicism in my relationship, because when you remain calm and you sort of just look at things, like it's like you are a rock in the middle of a storm, and like nothing sways you, and you just observe. You look at all these things happening around you. You look at this storm of emotions, even if it's not like intense, somebody screaming at you, but you look at someone being frustrated or mad or sad, and you just realize the longer you deal with people and the more you deal with people in these situations, you realize that, wait a minute, all I had to do was to remain calm and be myself and be happy and just continue my own path and continue whatever I was doing. And the storm passed. I just remained still like a rock in the middle of a storm, and the storm couldn't sway me because I just remained completely still and tough. And that's my best like analogy of being stoic in the middle of people going through different emotions. You learn that you never had to do anything because actually it never had to do with you in the first place. Like all those feelings, even if a person at work or a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend complains at you, they complain what you're doing. They're like, why do you do that and this and that? And they're frustrated and maybe a little mad. It's actually not because of you, and it's not something you can fix. So the best thing you can do is actually to just be like, you address what they're saying to you. You don't ignore what they're saying, but you calmly just like address the situation and you continue your day. Like you don't get into that. You don't get swept away. So imagine that the negative emotion the other person is having is like a current of water. And if you get swept away with that current, with that wave, then you will both get washed up into that ocean of just madness and negativity. But if you remain still, then not only are you going to have a good day and be able to continue your day as it is and be happy and be calm, but also the other person is actually the storm is gonna pass for that person as well. And that's like the most amazing thing that I have noticed and seen. That when at least one of the people remains stoic, when it's chaotic emotionally, then you get back to the happy, fun times really soon, really quickly. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe I should just add like, if you react to another person's negative emotions by becoming negative, or if you're a nice guy, you're suffering from the nice guy syndrome. What used to happen to me was like, if my girlfriend back in the day, my now ex, would be emotionally distraught, I would be walking on eggshells. Like you could see on my whole body and face that fuck, I'm like really careful, and it's as if I'm afraid to touch anything because I'm afraid everything or anything is gonna explode from me doing something. But when compared to me now, I just keep living my life. I just keep being happy and doing what I was doing. I don't become a different person. I don't become, because if the other person changes you like that, you mirror their emotional state, then it actually kind of becomes as if you are at fault. It's like it's not your fault that they are in this emotional state, but now because you act as if it's your fault, they also act as if it's your fault. And now it kind of becomes your fault. But if you just stay calm and live your life normally, then it doesn't become your fault because it wasn't your fault in the first place. So you shouldn't have changed your behavior in the first place. So anyway, just my thoughts for today from this morning. Nothing major, nothing like my girlfriend was just having a bad morning. And it just made me think about all the situations I've had in my current relationship and in my past relationship and with my friends and family. Also my family, because recently with my family I had a situation where I could have gone two ways and I went the stoic way. I could have like lashed out, like gotten mad about something that was said to me, but instead I just took it calmly and addressed it and just continued my day. Anyway, I hope you get something out of this. If you're single and you're not in a relationship, I just want to, because you can practice this yourself as you're living alone. When you get frustrated, you get mad, you get sad, you address these emotions. And one of I honestly think that running, because I'm running sort of 10-kilometer, 5-kilometer distances, I've noticed that when you run, that's a really good place mentally to practice these things. Because when you run a long distance, your head gets filled with negative feelings of, I want to stop, I want to turn back, this sucks, I hate this, I can't do this, I can't make this. And you have to address those emotions and those thoughts and feelings while you're running. You're alone, and all you have is your head and yourself in your head with those negative thoughts, and you have to deal with them so you can continue until the finish line. So you can, in many situations, practice this thing alone. And I recommend it wholeheartedly, even if you are not interested in getting in a relationship anytime soon. I would say this, practicing Stoicism and practicing dealing with your emotions is really cool. It's so cool to see when you pass that storm and instead of escalating, everything calms down and you realize that it could have gone the other way if you didn't remain calm. It's so cool. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you are interested in listening to more rambles from a 30-year-old sort of self-improvement, I want to be better, I want to be a better person guy, then just feel free to subscribe, because this channel is 1 year old now and I only have 23 subscribers. Granted, I haven't made videos for the whole year. I had a half a year break, so now I've been making videos for half a year quite consistently, but still only 23 subscribers. And I noticed that most people who watch videos don't subscribe. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.